In this example, I'd like to create some havoc among film colorists by stealing one of their techniques and one of their tools, namely the three-way color wheel. The image is the same used in the previous example, and the plan is to apply the famous teal and orange grading, which has become ubiquitous in cinema. Teal and orange is a very popular look due to its character. It usually gives images more depth and is compatible with skin tones which become a bit exaggerated, but in a pleasant way. A general rule dictated by human vision is that we prefer to perceive shadows as a bit cool, whereas we find highlights pleasant when they're slightly warm. In our case, teal is the cool color and will push the shadows in its direction, whereas orange is the warm color which we will use to tinge the highlights. While this can be achieved with a curve layer, the procedure is a bit complex and it's not easy to get exactly where we want. Therefore, we will have a go at it using the wheel. The Wheel tab has three identical sets of controls, namely a color wheel which we can use to change hue, saturation and brightness of a certain area. The available areas, you guessed it, are shadows, midtones and highlights. Let's start from the shadows. We grab the center point of the first wheel and drag it towards the color we want. Teal is a cold green with a tendency to blue, and we can choose any variant we like in this area. The hue angle shouldn't be too far from 170 degrees. If we think we've gone too far, there's an easy solution. Bring the point back a bit towards the center. The distance of the point from the center defines saturation. In the center, saturation is 0. On the border, it is 100%. If we stop somewhere in the middle, we'll notice a less pronounced color shift. I suggest we settle on 100% though, because it's easier to see the effect and we may reduce it later. As you may see, the darkest areas of the image have a distinct greenish hue, especially the jacket. Notice the hair. Midtones are affected as well, but less than the shadows. Highlights change a bit, but the shift is minimal. This is because the transition needs to be smooth, or it may cause posterization in the image, and that's something we don't want. Now, onto the highlights, aiming for orange, say around 30 degrees of hue. The effect is a lot more pronounced in this case, but let's keep it this way for now. I want to point at the fact that while the two colors we chose are not perfectly opposite on the color wheel, they are very different anyway. If they were exactly 180 degrees away, this would make them a complementary pair. The difference is somewhat less, so I'd say they are almost complementary. Let's bring the point of the highlights back towards the center, so that it falls between 40% and 50%. I think this is a nice grading, not pushed too far. If we want, we can experiment with midtones and move the point around a bit to see if we find something we like. It makes sense to me to go a bit towards purple in order to recover the look of the hair, but we have to be careful because this also impacts the highlights. My suggestion is set the main grading first with the external wheels and then tamper a bit with the midtones in search for something interesting. This may lead you to fine-tune your original choices for shadows and highlights, but that's fine. Hitting reset brings the image back to its original state, and I would like to show you a quick and dirty way to change not the color, but the contrast of the image. The horizontal cursors control the brightness without affecting the color. Let's drag the shadows cursor down. The shadows darken, while midtones and highlights remain basically the same, and this enhances contrast. You may do the same with the highlights, but beware. If you go too far, you're likely to blow out the lightest parts of the image, and that's usually horrible. Finally, you can play with the midtones by making them either darker or lighter. There's no fixed rule, it depends on the image and the look you want it to have. In this particular case, I think that the final result is a bit too aggressive, but we should remember a usual trick in color correction. Push it too far, then step back. Stepping back usually involves the use of layer opacity. Maybe 50% of what we did looks good. In the next example, we'll go back to the Volume tab to see which options the panel offers in the paramount field of sharpening.